This here is going to be a huge Bitcoin trap, and that's exactly what we need to discuss within today's update video. But to be fair, there are a lot of important charts to discuss today, so you definitely don't want to be missing out on today's update video. We will take a deep dive in towards the most important Bitcoin price action, the latest news hitting the markets here, and also a little bit in towards Ethereum and altcoins. So from there, guys, make sure to first of all subscribe to the channel and watch and like my latest YouTube videos, and then we can dive in towards the most important content. I think this is a huge Bitcoin trap. Bitcoin is falling back in the CME gap, and once we are going to partially fill, which we already did, or completely fill the CME gap, I'm expecting a major push higher for Bitcoin. Because if we zoom in on the price action and on the latest news in the market, actually nothing is stopping Bitcoin to push higher here. So I do think this is going to be some market manipulation around the CME gap, and from there we could see a major Bitcoin push higher. Because, for example, this bull flag shows us that we have exactly been bouncing off the support of this bull flag channel, and that is looking very bullish, and that is something we've also seen during this bull flag we saw before that major breakout. We bounced exactly on those important support points, saw a new push higher, and then eventually even the breakout towards new all-time highs, and I don't think this time will be any different, to be fair. Bitcoin also just made the highest monthly close ever, so that is basically insanely bullish here. So I don't think there's too much reason to be panicking about this Bitcoin move to the downside, and of course also this move for crypto to the downside. I do think this is something we should be panicking a little bit more about, basically. Because Bitcoin has been following the global liquidity like almost perfectly to the upside, and also in this move down, we've basically been following the global liquidity perfectly lately. But now we are still going to see a grind higher, most definitely for Bitcoin, I do think, and seems like even a blow off top here. But then, or we're going to see a very big local crash, or just maybe even the end of the bull market here. So I do think this is going to be a major warning signal here. Of course, we have to see how the data is going to be playing out here. Maybe we will see a new push to the top side for the global liquidity, maybe not, but this is going to be a huge and super important level to be keeping your eyes on. Basically, it's around late October here, maybe even the start of October, where we could see that big push higher and the first move to the downside, maybe even in late September even. So let's see about it. I do think August is going to be a bullish month for Bitcoin, Ethereum and altcoins. So that's going to be an important chart. Also, we just saw this news hitting the market, which is that the SEC just launched Project Crypto to make America the crypto capital of the world. So that's definitely going to be absolutely massive, and I don't think a lot of people are currently getting this news yet, because the plan is to basically move all markets on chain. I do think there's still a little bit of uncertainty around this news. It's not very clear yet what's exactly about to happen here, but like this headline from news is like insanely bullish. If the entire world is going on chain, I do think that's going to be super bullish for most definitely Ethereum, because I do think this is one of the only chains capable of powering such a transition within global and definitely within US markets in this case. So I do think this is absolutely insane news in the market, but maybe the market doesn't completely understand it yet, and I would understand if that's the case, because there's still a lot of uncertainty about the news. So which definitely a lot more clear is that Michael Saylor is going to raise another 4.2 billion US dollars to buy even more Bitcoin. So once again, Saylor is going to be buying even more Bitcoin, pushing that Bitcoin price even higher. And guys, if you do want to be trading Bitcoin and altcoins yourself, make sure you do it on Bitunix over here, because here you can claim some absolutely insane deposit bonuses, and you can make profits in this next big push higher the crypto market is going to see. So make sure to check Bitunix out. because this is definitely going to be the most beginner friendly platform out there, just because of the insane bonuses you can claim just by signing up. So make sure to check it out if you're getting interested in exactly that. And then I do want to discuss Ethereum. And let's talk seasonality first, because I do think August will be a bullish month for Ethereum. I saw a lot of people stating that this will be a bearish and slow month for Ethereum, but I actually don't think so. And I do understand the standpoint of people saying so, but basically in, yes, normal months, Ethereum doesn't see great performance during August, but during those post-halving years, we actually see some insane performance for Ethereum. So I do think this could still be turning out to be a huge month for Ethereum, and also with the global liquidity timeline in mind, it would make a lot of sense for crypto assets to start moving higher from here again. So let's see about it, but I don't think this has to be a bearish month. I do think it could turn out very bullish in the end. And if that is going to be the case, then we are definitely going to hit my conservative case target for Ethereum, which is that $4,000 target. I do think Ethereum could be moving much higher this bull market, but yeah, this is going to be the target where I will be taking most of my profits from the Ethereum I have been accumulating all the way down here, and on this new retest, etc. I have been accumulating a lot of Ethereum there, and for me that conservative case is going to be an absolutely insane price targets, so I will be taking most of my profits there. If you are a little bit more bullish on Ethereum, you could be looking in towards this bull case also. Of course, that's totally up to you and your standpoint on the market there. Also, Ethereum is still ranging here, so basically there's not too much to worry about. If we are going to lose this range yet, then it's definitely going to look a little bit more bearish for Ethereum, but now we are still ranging, and that is something we've seen before. Also here with this major fake out, then this move to the downside, and then eventually an insane breakout. So guys, basically your time in the market is going to be important here. Don't try to exactly time the market, just be in the market, just accumulate, and in the end you will be profiting off that next major Ethereum push higher, which is definitely coming in the ending stage of this cycle. Because guys, remember, the ending stage of the cycle is usually always the most bullish stage for crypto, Ethereum, altcoins, everything, and most definitely altcoins, guys. So be aware of that. Also, BlackRock just bought almost $20 million worth of Ethereum, which isn't a lot to be fair. We do see a little bit of a drawback in the ETF flows, actually negative flows for Bitcoin yesterday, so that's definitely not something you want to see here. And Ethereum ETF saw some very small positive inflows, so let's see how this is going to continue, but we do need that institutional accumulation to pick up again, in my opinion, to see that next big market moves, because that's also exactly what happened for Ethereum in this major move higher, where we saw all those insane inflows from institutional companies. So let's see about that. I do think it's going to be important to see that continuing. Also altcoins, so basically the others market cap is flashing a major bullish crossover here on the daily, and the last time we saw something like that, we actually saw a major push higher for altcoins shortly afterwards. So let's see if history could be repeating here. If so, we are going to see some very bullish months for altcoins. And even if you draw it a little bit differently, we always see a little bit of a higher push for altcoins. So if this signal is truly going to play out, we could see a major move to the top side here. So let's see about it. I'm definitely getting quite excited about this next move for altcoins. And guys, that was it for today's update video. I hope you guys enjoyed today's update video, and I will see you guys within the next update video tomorrow.